Good morning. Today we are going to see about acquired immunity, adaptive immunity, what are the various types, its characteristic feature. Already we have seen about natural immunity or innate immunity. Innate immunity from the birth itself. Adaptive immunity is also called as acquired immunity. After birth we will obtain through the antibodies is called acquired immunity. The immunity that individual acquire after birth is called as acquired immunity. It is body's resistance to a particular antigen or pathogens, germs like bacteria or virus. So this acquired immunity has unique features. Antigenic specificity. For a particular antigen, bacteria or virus, particular immunity is produced. So it's called as antigen specific immunity is produced in our body. Diversity. What is diversity? Sometimes specific antibodies, they can recognize various antigen and they can show resistance against various antigens or pathogens. It's called diversity. And your immune system or acquired immunity can able to recognize whether self molecules or non-self or foreign substances. Non-self na foreign na antigens, pathogens இல்ல நம்மளோட பாடியில உள்ள சப்ஸ்டன்ஸ் அப்படின்னு recognize பண்றதும் acquired immunity character. And one more is important one is immunological memory. Memory, immune system produce பண்றது immunological responseக்கும் memory இருக்கு. So when there is first attack of an antigen, your body can synthesize against this antigen as immune response to production of antibodies. So that antibodies can persist in the blood for a long period of time throughout the life, and it can give the immunological memory. When there is second attack of the same antigen, your body shows protection against the pathogen. So that is called as immunological memory. So we call it as if chickenpox attack a person once in the life, permanently throughout their life they are having the protection against the chickenpox. So that is because of the memory or antibodies present in the blood. Okay. And in this we are going to see about, already we have seen innate immunity. Now we are going to see about acquired and adaptive immunity, both the comparison also at last also. So innate immunity or birth immunity, from the birth itself, it is rapid response or immune response. Adaptive means very slow response. Innate immunity is produced by our body cells. They contain WBC like neutrophil, eosinophil, basophil, and dendritic cells, macrophages, which are present in the blood. All these are natural killers. They give us protection from the birth itself. That is innate immunity. So adaptive immunity or acquired immunity is a slow response, but here there are two cells are involved. One is B lymphocytes, B cells, lymphocytes and WBC. B cells, they produce antibodies which can attack the antigens and kill the antigen. Another cells are called T cells. There are T cells, they don't waste their time by the production of antibodies, directly attack and kill the antigen. There are two categories of T cells, CD4 plus T cells, CD8 plus T cells, right? Now, what are the four features of acquired immunity? Antigenic specificity, diversity, recognition of self and non-self, and immunological memory. Now, coming to this next second one, we'll see about the components of acquired immunity. Acquired immunity has two important components. One is cell-mediated immunity, another one is antibody-mediated immunity. Cell-mediated immunity, here mainly the T cells or T lymphocytes are involved, and antibody-mediated or humoral immunity where B cells or B lymphocytes are involved. Right? First one is cell-mediated immunity. When pathogens are destroyed by the cells without producing any antibodies. These are important. So here, no production of antibodies. So then it is called a cell-mediated immune response or cell-mediated immunity. What cells, which cells are involved here? T lymphocytes. Lymphocytes in WBC part. T cells, already I said CD4 plus and CD8 plus cells. Lymphocytes, they are involved, and macrophages, specialized lymphocytes also involved. Right? And cell-mediated immunity, which cells are involved? T cells are involved, and T cells are involved directly and can kill the pathogen. And another category I said B cells. B cells which are involved in production of antibodies. So antibody mediated immunity or humoral immunity when the pathogens are destroyed by production of antibodies. Cell mediated immunity with the production of antibodies. But in antibody mediated immunity or humoral immunity by the production of antibodies, then it is called as antibody mediated or humoral immunity. And it is brought by B lymphocytes, B cells. This is the main important characteristic feature of vertebrates only. All the vertebrates only they possess the humoral immunity or antibody immunity, where B cells, B lymphocytes, they are involved in production of what is this called? Antibodies. Y-shaped structures, these are called antibodies. Now there are two important types of acquired immunity. One is active immunity, another one is passive immunity. So if there is immunological resistance developed by the organism, by the production of antibodies in the body. In the body itself, antibodies are produced means then it is called as active immunity. So, what is the reason for active immunity? நம்ம பாடியில் ஒரு pathogens enter ஆகும்போது நம்ம body immune response, immune system activate ஆகி antibodies produce ஆனா அதுக்கு பேரு active immunity. Due to infection, pathogens, germs attack ஆகிறதுனாலையோ immunization, vaccination போட்டுக்கிறதுனாலையோ வர்றதுக்கு பேரு active immunity. So both the cases, antibodies are produced in the body. So it's called as active immunity. ரொம்ப faster. Passive immunity, it does not require the body to produce antibodies to antigen. இங்க antibody production தேவையில்லை. It is not produced against the antigen. The antibodies are introduced from outside into the organism. Ready-made antibodies from outside, which is introduced from the outside, is introduced into the organism. Therefore, here there is no immunological memory. ரொம்ப லைஃப் லாங்கா இந்த passive immunity இருக்காது. Immunological memoryயும் இருக்காது. ரைட்டா? So this is the difference between active and passive immunity. And one more important one we have to learn, hematopoiesis. What is hematopoiesis? The process of production of blood cells in the bone marrow. Bone marrowல blood cells produce ஆகுது இல்லையா? Lymphocytes. Production, both the RBC, WBCs are blood cells are produced in the bone marrow. So, and the process can be hematopoiesis because the heme is a major component of RBC. Okay, RBC and the blood cells, RBC, WBC both are produced by the process called hematopoiesis. Now, what are the difference between active immunity and passive immunity? One, active immunity is produced actively by the host immune system. So, host immune system produce ஆகுது active இருக்கும். And இங்க passive immunity passive, slow-வா இருக்கும். There is no active host participation. Active na fast, slow. It is produced due to the contact with the pathogens or antigen. Pathogen, antigen attack infection நால வருது. இங்க it is produced due to antibodies obtained from outside. Antibodies வந்து outsideல இருந்து affected personக்கு கொடுக்கும். Third one, it is durable. ரொம்ப லைஃப் லாங் டைம் இருக்கும். ஏன்னா நம்ம பாடியில ஆன்டிபாடி ப்ரொடியூஸ் ஆகுது. It is effective in protection. ஆனால் இது வந்து transient. ஒரு certain period தான் இருக்கும். Less effective. Immunological memory is present. Lifelong இருக்கிறதுனால second attack of the same antigen வந்தாலுமே நமக்கு அந்த மெமரி இருக்கும். இங்கே immunological memory இருக்கு. So it's very slow response. So second attack வந்தாலும் இப்போ for example cold infection ஆகுதுன்னா repeatedா weekly once, monthly once அந்த மாதிரி affect ஆகுது. But இங்கே chicken pox one time affect ஆனா it will be there continuously throughout the lifetime. That is called immunological memory. Booster effect for subsequent dose we can give. Typhoid இந்த மாதிரி vaccination கொடுக்கும்போது booster dose-ன்னு கொடுப்பாங்க. So that is also possible to give more actively to produce active immunity. இதுக்கு வந்து subsequent dose கொடுத்தாலுமே less effective-ஆ தான் இருக்கும். Immunity is effective only after a short period. Immunity எப்போ effective ஆகும்? ஒரு short period-க்கு அப்புறம். So immunity develops immediately, fast-ஆவே develop ஆயிடும். ஸோ அதாவது இது ஸ்லோவான ப்ராசஸ் ஆனால் லைஃப் லாங்காக இருக்கும். இது வந்து இம்மீடியட்டாக ஏன்னா ஆன்டிபாடி ஃப்ரம் அவுட் சைட் நம்ம டைரெக்டாக கொடுக்குறோம். ஸோ இம்மீடியட்டாக அந்த இம்யூனிட்டி வந்துடும். ஆனால் என்னாகும் அந்த இம்யூனிட்டி சடனாக லைஃப் லாங்காக இருக்காது. இம்யூனலாஜிக்கல் மெமரி இருக்காது, லெஸ் எஃபெக்டிவாக இருக்கும். அதுதான் ப்ராப்ளம். ஓகே, ஸோ தீஸ் டிஃப்ரென்சஸ் பிட்வீன் ஆக்டிவ் அண்ட் பாசிவ் இம்யூனிட்டி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் கொஸ்டின் யூ ஹேவ் டு லேர்ன். இப்போ இம்யூனிட்டி ரெண்டு டைப், ஆக்டிவ் பாசிவ் பார்த்துறோம். இம்யூன் ரெஸ்பான்ஸ்னா என்ன? your body's immune system activated to produce immune response. அதே ரெண்டு கேட்டகரியை பிரிக்கிறோம். ஒன்று primary immune response, another one is called secondary immune response. Primary immune response na when the pathogen comes in contact with the immune system for the first time. இதுதான் very important. ஒரு ஆன்டிஜன் நம்ம பாடியில ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் வரும்போது நம்ம இம்யூன் சிஸ்டம் அதுக்கு அதை கான்டாக்ட் பண்ணும்போது ஏற்படுற ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ரெஸ்பான்ஸ்க்கு பேர் தான் பிரைமரி இம்யூன் ரெஸ்பான்ஸ். இது வந்து ஸ்லோவாக இருக்கும், ஷார்ட் லைஃப் டைம், ஷார்ட் லிவ்டு ஒன். இம்யூன் ரெஸ்பான்ஸ் வந்து ஷார்ட் லைஃப் டைம் தான் இருக்கும். ரைட்டா? when the pathogen comes in contact with the immune system for the first time, first attack of the antigen, அதை வந்து பிரைமரி இம்யூன் ரெஸ்பான்ஸ் சொல்றோம். செகண்டரி இம்யூன் ரெஸ்பான்ஸ்னா என்ன? Secondary immune response occurs when the person is exposed to the same antigen again. First time, one time வந்து chickenpox virus attack பண்ணிச்சு. Second time, so immunity antibody இருக்கு. When the person is exposed to the same antigen, அதே virus second time attack பண்ணுது. So during this time, bloodல என்ன இருக்கும்? Antibodies ஏற்கனவே இருக்கு. அதுக்கு பேர் தான் immunological memory. So immunological memory has been established. So immune system can start producing antibodies immediately. So ஏற்கனவே immune systemல அந்த antibodies இருக்கு. So immune system activate ஆகி fast antibody நிறைய produce ஆகும். So within hours after recognition of the antigen, the antigen உள்ள வந்திருக்குன்னு தெரிஞ்ச recognize பண்ண அடுத்த செகண்ட்ல new army of plasma cells also generated or produced. So immediately that virus or antigen can be killed. Secondary immune response when the person is exposed to the same antigen second time, the body is showing the immune response. Here the immunological memory is there, right? So இது வந்து first attack of the antigen is primary immune response, and this is the same antigen again the second time when there is attack. Now within 2 to 3 days the antibody concentration in the blood it increase very fast, steeply na ரொம்ப fast increase ஆகி and reach higher level than primary response. அப்போ primary response விட second response என்ன இருக்கும்? Immediate antibody productionனால ஃபாஸ்டா இருக்கும், and this is also called booster response. ரைட்டா? இப்போ what are the difference between primary immune response, secondary immune response? Primary immune response, it occurs due to the result of primary contact with the antigen. இங்கேமா it is a result of second and next subsequent contact with the same antigen. Same antigen, second time, third time, fourth time attack ஆகும்போது immune response ஏற்கனவே இருக்கு. So antibodies also produce very fast and plasma cells are there, and concentration of antibody will be increased very fast. Antibody level reach peak within, it will take 7 to 10 days. Here it reaches peak within 3 to 5 days. It's a very short period. Prolonged period is required to establish immunity. Immunity வரதுக்கு எவ்வளவு நாள் ஆகும்? ரொம்ப நாள் ஆகும். Prolonged period. But yes, here the second immune response, second attack of the same antigen, it is established immunity within a short period of time. Here the antibody level, it is long period it will take, but rapid decline and decrease in the antibody level will occur. Here the antibody level remains high for a long period of time. Continuous long period antibodies இருக்கிறதுனால we are protected from the same antigen. அடுத்து, it appears mainly in the lymph nodes and spleen. So primary immune response வந்து lymph node லையும் spleen லையும் மெயினா it is produced by lymph nodes and spleen. Secondary immune response க்கு எது reason? Bone marrow, followed by secondary lymphoid organs such as spleen and lymph nodes. Here bone marrow we know already they produce the B cells or B lymphocytes, T cells and T lymphocytes. Clear? So primary immune response, secondary immune response. Secondary immune response வந்து antibody level peak ஆகும், immunity within a short period of time. First attack of antigen வர்றது primary immune response, short long period அப்புறம் வரும், it is within a rapid decline ஆகும். Second attack or third attack of the same antigen, it produces secondary immune response. Antibody level reaches peak within short period of time, and longer period it persists. Okay, now coming to the end, what are the differences between the innate and adaptive immunity? Already I said, here the innate immunity, the immunity obtained from the birth. What is adaptive immunity? Immunity obtained after birth. Yeah, and this is slow and fast that I already Here the WBCs, what are they? Basophil, neutrophil, eosinophil, mainly lymphocytes that will come in adaptive. macrophage, dendritic cell, mast cells. All these are in natural killer cells. All these cells are uh, responsible for production of inborn immunity from the birth itself. When you come to adaptive or acquired immunity, two cells are involved. One is B cell, another one is T cells. B cells, they can produce antibodies. Antibodies attack and kill the antigen. T cells, they do not produce antibodies directly. CD4 plus T cell and CD8 plus T cells both can directly attack the antigen and kill them. Okay? So then I said about phagocytes, how they engulf the bacterium and virus and digest and release the waste alone. This is phagocytic method. Also you can see in adaptive. Okay, and here the T lymphocytes, phagocytes are present here. Macrophage only act as the phagocytes. So phagocytes for innate immunity, and what is this one? T lymphocytes. This T lymphocytes for adaptive acquired immunity, and here this attack the selected phagocytes. Here attach all the pathogens can be engulfed or it can be killed by means of the T cells do not produce the antibodies, directly attack the antigen and kill the antigen. So like this, there are innate and adaptive immunity which act as protection to our body. Thank you.